Let's just let me know some things about you that I don't know, that I'm curious, that people would like to know.
Oh yeah, no.
So, he's meant to be here, not here.
You owe me $1 million.
Are you a charity man, Badger?
Gets me in trouble sometimes.
This is a digital standing.
We didn't come here for sausage. I give up all the money I had for the day.
I like charity. Would you say it's crypto that made you wealthy, or is... I don't think you like content money. I think you're one of the few people who does this stuff not for money. I'll say number one for power. Power, no,
There's no
chill.
power
Let
in
me
it.
land wait now.
yeah,
So the hobby is there.
Right.
I think hobby was the first intention. Hobby was the first drive. Then afterwards power, but not in a bad, toxic way.
Okay.
It's just I like being. Let me not say it because you like.
Being popular?
No, not that. I like being one of the, or like in the royal house. You get like, so I'll say it was hobby at first.
Like being the biggest food critic in Nigeria. Something like that.
Not being the biggest, but it's just, there's something about having power online. Not in the toxic, it's just, you are you.
I'll tell you a fun
If they'll
fact.
call the top
tell
names
you-
in tech,
I'll tell you
by
a fun
default,
fact.
you'll be there.
I'll tell you a fun fact about myself. I could not care less about the internet or all the people on it.
I don't believe you, but okay.
I'm the kind of person who
So why
wants
you
to
doing
have...
content, Kagan?
Let me explain. I'm the kind of person who wants to have a lot of money and nobody should know who I am. In 2022, was it 22 or 23? I can't remember which year now. I entered a competition.
Soda, Fit Farm.
Shut up. I entered a competition,
Uh-huh.
and this competition was like basically a consistency competition. I'm extremely good at being consistent.
Okay.
Even if
We
something
know.
is not working out.
100%.
Like I did YouTube for 7 years without getting any results, and I kept doing it every single day. So do this competition on social media, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. And then there was the option of TikTok. But at that point, I didn't know what TikTok was. Like I knew it was an app, but like probably for dancing and stuff.
Your numbers there. Nobody's.
So I downloaded
Tech in
TikTok.
Africa, self, low-key, nobody they follow you.
I
for TikTok.
downloaded TikTok, my bro, and I decided to do the competition on there. But then I noticed something, like
What year was this?
with the content. I think 22 or 23,
Don't worry, I'll carry it.
probably 23. Then I noticed that the content on there was just mostly girls dancing, showing off body parts, doing trends. And
I joined
stuff.
TikTok late, and it pains me.
I joined late too.
No.
That's the thing.
It
I
was
joined
like-
really late.
Was like last year, I was really serious on TikTok.
Point is, I got there and I realized that there was no real tech content, so I decided to start giving them tech content. And before I knew it, it took me 3 weeks to go from 0 to over 250,000 followers on TikTok.
How many videos did you post?
Maybe 20. My first few videos, I had 20 followers. Then I posted the first one that was about like an internet subscription thing. Then I posted another one about buying a MacBook for cheap on eBay. Then I posted another one like, so I had like back-to-back knowledge from my YouTube, right? That I've been sharing and nobody was watching. So I just converted them to short form content. And the ones that were really long, I split them into like parts. So you have to, if you see part 1, you go and look for part 2, 3, 4 on my page. If you see part 4, you go back and look for, and then I made playlists. And then I give out knowledge for free. Audio engineering, lighting, microphone, things like that. And before I knew it, man, now my papa get TikTok. I have this toxic behavior where I don't like to let people down, right? So many people were, first off, now creating tech content because of me. There was a time when there was a pandemic of like guys with microphones tied to a table saying, come closer, iPhone users, Android
Some
users.
even wore your shit.
Yes,
that
my
stuff
attire,
you used to wear.
agbada with the hoodie and the cap and stuff. It became a thing.
So I'll say they copied your style because you did not invent.
I'm not even
great
talking
tech
about.
content.
I'm
But
not.
like your
I'm not
style,
talking
your
about.
word, your
I'm
behavior,
not
your
talking about
mannerisms.
copying. That's a completely different conversation.
okay.
I'm saying an entire army started because
Okay.
of what I started. Now people were putting tech content on TikTok, not just
Okay.
trends and stuff. I basically pioneered this thing, right? And they look up to me. And also there's other people who were not even content creators, who were just people who were my best friends because I called them that.
Don't use that word anymore.
I don't
Best
use it
friends,
anymore.
yeah.
I do, but very rarely because people have kind of taken over it. So I usually just let it go. There's a bunch of people who are looking up to me now. There's a bunch of people who are my best friends. There's a bunch of people who want answers to questions and things like that. So I have to show up for them every day because they're there, because they are my friend. And you will not believe this. The reason why I feel like I owe those people is because they corrected more than 3 years of disrespect. Do you understand? I was disrespected for so long. I had money, I was fine. But like, I didn't have notoriety. Nobody knew. But those who knew. Do you understand?
So them not knowing you, I don't want to enter this disrespect because it's personal and don't.
Yeah.
Them not, you not being known and not being given the flowers that you felt you deserved.
Yeah.
Was it disrespect or it's just?
No, it's not. That's
We
not the
don't know you.
disrespect.
I'm asking,
No,
I'm asking, I
That's
don't know.
so that's not the disrespect I'm talking about. I said the corrected disrespect, which means the disrespect came from somewhere else.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay,
So
they
the fact-
corrected a disrespect,
disrespect
that
that
was
was ongoing. So the
Fair
fact
enough.
that they gave me that power and they made me the biggest, even if it was for a day or for a week, was a massive message. And it meant a lot to me. So I felt like, oh, I hold these people so much. So now I have to show up every day. Oh, if we run out of tech tips, we're gonna do AI tools. If we run out of AI tools, we're gonna give back to the community.
Finance.
If we run out of this thing, we're gonna give signals and help people trade.
There was
If
that
we run
era,
out of
finance content.
so I was doing anything to just give back. So there was no gatekeeping, there was no knowledge hoarding. I just wanted to pay these people back because I felt like I owed them. Do you understand? And somehow that grew into consistency, and then it became a thing where I couldn't stop anymore, and it translated across all platforms. And I was like, okay.
And there's none of it that is for you. Maybe a slice that this thing is for me. So you're saying the whole cake is for them and not a slice belongs to you in any way. Maybe my ego, or it just keeps me busy.
So
there's no slice of the cake that belongs to you.
I'm happy when I don't let people down. I think that's the
You're
part of
giving me
slice
the
of me.
psychologist
No,
answer.
it's not psychologist answer. Okay, let me give you another answer on why that answer may not make sense to you, but it makes sense to me.
Okay.
So when you're doing something like this, like content creation, for example, you mentioned money. A lot of people do it for the money, right?
I know you. Like
I am probably one of the only content creators who could care less. You're not paying me enough.
money is
to
not
do
your
this.
driving point.
Beyond
Even some
beyond
gigs
driving
you
points.
did,
I couldn't care less
You
about
lose
it.
money because of the trips and everything. Like I'm aware that some money they're paying.
Forget about the trip. There's no way I'm going to make the money I spent on this video back. But let's not even talk about that one.
So are you saying I'll not bring
no,
the
no.
views?
Let me.
I'll
The
mind
views
you,
cannot
I'll
even make me the money.
I'll
The
mind
point
you,
I'm
I'll
trying
mind
to
you.
make is,
Are
I
you on
would
Facebook?
invest in something. Yes, I would invest in something. I have like 100k on Facebook. I would invest in something I
relate.
like
I'm
just
like
because.
700.
Great. Just because I love something, I'll do it. Okay, look at the fake proposal we just did. I invested millions of
That's
naira
a
in
lot
that
of
video.
money actually.
Do you think the brand paid me for that? I did it because it was the idea that I was going to sell that thing, and it was good. And I was going to be the first to do something as ridiculous as that. I bought into the idea,
An internet shook for a day.
and I sold it. Do you understand what I'm saying now? So even if the brand is paying me less than it will cost me to do the video, I'll do it anyway because it's fun.
the
Also,
passion.
I have an entire team of like 15 people that I pay salaries to make this stuff work. Do you think that the business is making that money? Do you think a content creator is making enough money to pay 15 people well
So you
and
know
they
I
live
said
a good
it.
life?
I said it that money. So
Exactly.
I'm not debating on it. So money is not your driving
That's
force.
what I'm trying to
That
say
one,
when you
I
were talking
began
about
with that.
slice of the cake.
So power,
No.
it
Slice
keeps
of
me
the cake.
busy.
Wait,
Yes.
wait.
So slice could mean many
I'm
things.
busy with my work already outside the internet.
So like I'm asking you. So I'm not saying I know. I am asking you that.
And I'm trying to tell you that the
That-
things that should be my slice of the cake, they are not enticing enough for me.
So there's nothing in this for you.
Beyond-
Everything
beyond-
is for the people.
Beyond the
which is
love,
true.
the friendship, the admiration, the can I take a picture with you with somebody? The young boy coming and saying, oh, I want to be like you when I'm older, or can you give me some advice? Or the auntie that I met at a Samsung event and she's like, my brother is such a huge fan, he works at Computer Village, can you make a video for him? Those are the moments that I live for. It might sound ridiculous, but
it's not ridiculous.
those make it worth it for me because it's like I'm actually impacting people. So when people like that come up to me and then they talk to me, it just makes everything worth it for me. Because ultimately, I'm not getting anything outside of that satisfaction. And I genuinely feel like I'm somebody who grew up without friends. So having a
What was
battalion
your
of
bad
people.
character?
No, it had nothing to do with my character. I
No,
was timid.
I'm saying,
I was timid.
What was
I
your
didn't
bad
used to
character?
speak. No, I was a shy kid.
Because of your bad character.
No, I had a very terrible upbringing.
So this bad character is a new development that came after the money.
No. Okay.
I'm trolling.
No. Okay, wait. Let me actually explain.
Okay.
Right? I'm the kind of kid who you said it yourself at the beginning that you don't know if I had a wealthy family or whatever. I'm the kind of kid who could not speak up in a room where other kids were because I didn't know what they were talking about. When they said Spider-Man, I didn't know what it was. I was from that kind of poverty. I didn't have Kellogg's television on Saturdays or Cadbury. I think it was Cadbury they called it. I didn't have that. When they came to school on Monday and they talked about that stuff, I didn't know what the hell it was. Do you understand? So my timidity was from a place of oh, I don't know. So I just keep quiet because when you talk about stuff you don't know,
contribute
you
to the
sound, yes,
conversation.
you sound stupid. And then it becomes very obvious that you're poor. And I'm not gonna go around embarrassing my family, making everything. So I'd rather just focus on what I do know, which is the stuff I can read in the books, and get really good at that and pass my exams and keep it moving. So does that make sense to you now?
So like, say you were
I
like
did have friends because I
bookworm.
couldn't relate.
Okay. So like
I wasn't exactly a bookworm. I spent
Just
a lot of time
normal.
reading.
Okay.
Right? I was very good at books, but I wasn't a bookworm because I had a life outside my books. I was a basketball player as well, and I was really good at it. I mean, I was head of debate team. I was good at the educational stuff and the extracurricular activities, but things like partying, making friends was never my cup of tea.
So how was
At my
uni for
age
you?
now, I've
Yeah.
still never been to a club.
It's a choice. How was university for you?
University was 2 ways. It was up
You
and
went
then
to
it was
OAU,
down.
abi?
Yes, I did.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
Oh my
I know it could have
god.
been Unilag or UI, but you know, OAU is not bad. It could be worse. It could be say Uni Ben, I be those Ekboma. I be that school in Abuja.
Why do you constantly feel the need to say like stuff that would gaslight people and get them to react? Like, do you need to do that all
So
the time?
Kagan. So
I'm not talking about myself. I'm saying the people you're insulting, the Unibens and the
for
UIs.
some reason, you know, there are different types of comedy.
Right.
It's like Clint's the drunk now.
Yeah.
He doesn't tell stories in his comedy.
Uh-huh.
He yaps people.
So okay, you feel a need to yap people to get a reaction.
It's not a need. It's no, like I don't need your reaction. It's just
It's not me I'm talking about.
no. I know. Like I'm just saying. Like
For example, now you insult OAU. Or people who went to OAU, like,
if
so
you
sorry
notice,
about that.
so like it's not a. I feel the need to insult. It's just that is the way I can interpret funny in my own way.
Oh, so it's funny to you. It's not like you're trying to insult anyone.
No,
it's
no,
just
no.
comedy.
It's just pure comedy. That's why when
People don't understand that about you.
and it pains me. That is why when you know I make all these jokes. So like when I insult Yorubas with food, they get the joke because I'm a Yoruba guy. So like they know it is not malicious. When I insult the North, their food, they get it because it is not malicious. But when I now insult, even though now they get it now, but then it used to pay me that like I'm
react
not
that
being
way.
malicious. It is like everybody gets it, including Yoruba. So then that I would insult Igbo food and they would vex. I'm like, bitch, everybody gets it. No, like everybody will collect, including my Unilag. Like if you're a Unilag student now, I will insult
You
your
still
course.
find a way to.
I will insult your course.
I get it.
Everybody gets
But
it.
let me say one thing.
Yeah,
About
reduce
the
it.
people not understanding the kind of jokes that you. There are some things that are just borderline wrong.
Okay.
For example, insulting a culture
Which
should
culture
not
did I
be
insult?
acceptable.
Okay.
There was a time with the Oha soup thing. Yeah.
No, not Aura. That you correct.
Was
It
it
was
Aura?
American culture that used that American food. I remember.
All
that
right, that I
comment.
corrected you.
Yes.
Fantastic.
You did not, no, you said your opinion.
Right. I was correcting you.
You said your opinion.
As somebody who has lived longer than you.
You said your opinion.
I was
what,
correcting
like
you.
2 years.
Okay, say mac and cheese
Yes.
is trash or something.
I don't use
That's,
the word
no.
trash.
You have used it many times.
don't use the word
Okay?
trash.
You have.
So-
many times. But here's the point.
Just so they will not sue me, I purposely don't use. So it might sound like I said, I did mass comm, journalism, and I did law.
Right.
That's why nobody has ever sued me. Because I'm very selective with my words.
Okay.
I might
You
infer
basically call it rubbish.
Yes, I did.
Right. You call mac and cheese rubbish.
No. The way they made it in a
Right.
very unhealthy
Let's
way.
just
I remember the video. I corrected you just now.
let's even say I agree with you that it's rubbish.
Okay.
Because I don't even like mac and cheese, right? So let's say it's rubbish. But that's a culture for some people. That's what some people prepare for Thanksgiving. That's what some people's forefathers have been preparing for Thanksgiving up until now. They have learnt it. Their grandfather learnt it. Their father learnt it. They are teaching it to their children now. Their children will teach it to their. That's a culture that you've insulted.
So,
And that's the same thing that happened with the Oha soup thing.
that's why if you noticed, when we were doing this stuff, I said, please do not cut this stuff in a way
That will
will make me look this thing. There's always nuance in conversations.
I cannot argue with no answer.
Yeah,
I'm
so-
simply telling you
no, no,
there are
no.
some things you
so,
do not see.
So what you see, so what you said now, I won't discredit it. It's like how Nidu called me for his podcast, and I said I'm not going. That even though I listen to your podcast and I'm a fan and I learn a lot, but when you are cutting the podcast for publicity, you will cut the parts that will make me
rage
sound
bait
like
people.
yes. So that was soft now. Now I see why that thing. So like I take my L. That where you shouldn't have said it, but there was context. They were asking me what is the best food, which food should be bad, which food should be promoted, which soup is the best soup, fisherman soup, which soup should be this. Boom. Now what I said was not, but they were asking me questions. Quick. What is the best this? What is the best that? Boom. But they put that part. That
I
said
think
that.
it's the It's the way you said it. I don't think it's that you said, because I'm sure a lot of people agree with you.
There
that
is
maybe your
no
house
way
should be
they will
not great.
say, Opeyemi, which food should be banned. If I do not call a Yoruba soup, any other soup I call from any other culture, there is no way that culture will have taken it. But again, it's
take countenance.
Yes.
If I was asked the same question and I had the exact same answer, I would have answered that question and said that thing, but people would not have been so hungry.
Fair enough.
Do you understand?
So
it's
now,
the way you said it.
for the American food now, that's where nuance comes in. It's like you've had Indian food before,
Right?
and it was nice. But
Lovely.
we've seen Indian street food.
Right.
So imagine if Opeyemi is writing and saying, "Oh, more this Indian street food. This food is not nice." Kagan now comes and says, "Opeyemi, you are insulting Indian food culture."
No, that's a different thing.
I let you speak, but in that context, I am insulting the dirty Indian street food.
Right.
That video, I recall it very clearly because that was the first time you seriously called me out. And when my friends call me out, I take note because
Because you actually deleted the video.
eh?
You deleted the video.
I know because of your comments. Chill. Doesn't mean you're right, but so I always say it that when people that I don't know troll me, it never enters because I don't know you. But Kagan typing that stuff, it was not malicious.
It wasn't. Yes, it wasn't.
It wasn't
trolling.
malicious.
It was me concerned.
I know.
I was concerned
I
because
deleted
we had
the
had a
video.
situation just recently where I
So-
basically trended and I was called a bigot because I defended you. Do you remember?
I remember.
Exactly.
No,
I
chill.
didn't want a repeat of that situation
So-
where an entire country of people will now be coming at you
US,
again.
bring it on. So here's the thing.
So what you're saying?
So I deleted the video, even though I got the nuance. It's like when they are making food in a very unhealthy way. I don't hate mac and cheese, but the way which they were making it, those wild ways, that was what I was trolling. But for some reason, Kagan and some other friends saw it as me yabbing the American culture. And you know what? This was my intention. Worry by delete. But I was insulting or coming for the unhealthy
process.
style. It's like Indian food now.
I understand you've explained
so
it. I get
that's
it.
why I feel most
Again,
times.
I think the biggest problem is how you say it. It's not what you intended to say.
So-
It's how you say it.
one thing that I will not apologize for. I keep saying it that there was a time, and it's still on my page, where the way they say Opeyemi, can't you talk like this? I used to wear suits, Kagan, to do food content. Suit and tie, fork and knife. I used to speak in proper British
Let
English.
me tell you a lesson that I learned recently about this, how you say something and what you want to say, whether you're right or wrong. I lost somebody very important to me because
Dead or
I
friendship?
said something, friendship,
Okay.
because I said something, I was right.
Okay.
Admitted I was right, but the problem was the way that I said it. What I said was the truth, but I said it in a very hurtful manner.
Right.
There was no tact, there was no kindness, there was no carefulness, there was no consideration for that person's feelings. I just said it in a very dismissive, offensive, irritating, and wicked way. I was right, but I said it in that manner, and I lost that friendship forever. Now, if I could go back in time, maybe just 10 minutes before that incident, and I could have said the same thing with a little kindness, a little calmer, not raised my voice, I'll probably still have that relationship now.
You are using personal life to kill a pause.
Yeah, it's a lesson, though.
No. I'm not debating the lesson. I'm speaking of content style. Apropos Doctor, he sells fear in his videos a bit.
I'm aware.
Do you
It's
know?
marketing.
Yes. Do you know before he used to do his videos normally? Like I've known him since.
Yes, but it wasn't popular then.
Thank you very much. But the moment he began
Selling fear, he
selling
started
fear,
getting the numbers.
and do you know in the medical space, do you know his colleagues don't fuck with him?
I'm aware.
Yes. They are saying he should do it the normal way.
The
and he did
proper
it.
way.
Kagan.
He did it the normal way for 1,000 years and nobody was.
Do you know, even though you've reduced, do you know before in your video, it was playful, but there was condescension in your content before? Would you
There's
agree?
more condescension now.
Thank you very much. Does that style work for you, Kagan?
Yes.
But you can say, why are you condescending? But yours is, there's no fighting brand in your audience skin. It's just your people that have, you get. So they can say, this guy is condescending. So how that is a strategy for you? These joking insults that I do,
It's a strategy
I'm
for you.
toning it down now because yes, people can take jokes. But Kagan, you saw it that time that me and you began doing this IG stuff.
Right.
You know what made me like get those numbers?
I remember.
When I switched to food comedy,
I remember.
those reaction videos.
Reaction videos.
So it's like all of you are saying this, but the numbers are saying, I hear you now. I'm not debating it. Okay, refine it. But it's like,
I'm not even saying refine it. I'm just saying
Be watchful.
sometimes it's the way that you say it.
But would you say then and now? Is there a change in my tone? Then and now, or is it the same thing?
What I would say is, you've learned. And it's very obvious in your content that you've learned.
I'm not a young people again. No.
Yes, you've learned. So even when you're doing the content and you have something to say, you let other people say it for you.
You
So
cut that.
yes, so it's very obvious you've learned a lesson. And that's a good thing. It's good to learn.
Join us on Sunday as the biggest food critic in Nigeria, Opeyemifamakin, takes us through a culinary delight and cooks some of the best meals you have never heard about.
So this is called an ode to university life.